So, the Christmas update for Ghost of Tabor was released today, and needless to say, it was really embarrassing. This update was really rushed, and for many reasons, honestly. First off, let's go over what I do like about the update and stuff, because I really do feel bad being so critical of a game that just worked hard to make an update for us anyway. I'm really happy to see a new map in the game. We haven't got a big update like this in a long time, and that's my main thing about Tabor is it feels so much of the same that I just wanted something new to get back into the game, and I haven't had a reason to. Even back in the day when Bunker Cat was added and the cowboy hats and all that was released, it was just a few new guns, and they're basically the same guns we already have. The double barrel shotgun kind of sucked anyway. The revolvers are really hard to use because it takes so long to reload them. So really everything they added was just pointless for me to play with, because someone that wants to do well is going to use something like an SKS or a rifle. Any rifle is better than anything they released in that update. So this is a nice breath of fresh air. A new map and a new environment can refresh a game so much. Also added a PvE mode, and something I really liked about it was the bunker in PvE versus the PvP is separate. If you don't know what PvE means like I didn't, it means player versus enemy, which is like AI. And PvP obviously means player versus player. PvE is more of like a practice mode that's better than training. You get the actual experience of looting and extracting like you would in a real raid. You keep everything that you get out with, so it's really nice. It just feels like PvP with AI, and I honestly thought PvE was going to be like a TDM mode, which I was really excited for because everyone was saying it was going to be like Tarkov, but it's not, unfortunately. It's just you versus AI. Kind of misunderstood, and that's my fault because I didn't know the difference. I've heard that term a million times, but I never actually paid attention when I was a kid and actually found out what the termination even meant. Before we go any further, make sure to use code AMBJudoPotato at oneshotenergy.com for 10% off your next purchase. I really like the Christmas tree and the festive stuff as well. The presents, just seeing the lights and stuff in the bunker. It felt really nice.
Yeah. My fault. Man, what a nice day in Tabor it is. It's good to be back.
I think it was a really nice touch, and I hope they let it linger until at least the new year. They worked really hard putting this stuff in, and I really do like it, so I hope they keep it in for a while. I don't want them to take it out immediately or whatever. I want them to keep it around for at least maybe through January. Now, to bring up the things I didn't really care about this update was they rehauled Phoenix AI. It is absolutely abominable. I've literally died so many times just to Phoenixes, and I don't know if they really needed that kind of buff. I've died to Phoenixes before when I'm running nakeds. I've died before to them when I'm even armored and I'm out of ammo, and I just don't feel like they need to be this strong. I know they released a statement saying it should probably be fixed by actually the time this video releases, but I feel like they shot themselves in the foot by doing this. First day of wipe is usually the busiest day for Tabor and for many players, and I feel like for those players that come in to grind, experiencing this level of cheese from the Phoenix just took them right out of the mood. I actually was really excited for this wipe, but I didn't even feel like playing it for like the next week because it kind of completely took me out of it. Personally, tried doing a bunch of naked runs all day because I already lost a really good kit from an AI just shredding me anyway. So it just doesn't feel that satisfying to go in right now and do anything. Now, I know some of you may pull the skill issue part on me, but my buddy TK is one of the best Tabor players I've ever met in my life, and even he is like, this is ridiculous. He's been playing the game longer than I have by like double my time, and he's really good. He always has a bunch of shit by the end of the wipe, and literally, he cannot play the game right now. I think the AI is so strong that it's even beyond human reaction time. You can't even get your gun up in time or even see them without them just putting a bullet between your eyes before you even recognize it. It's like someone's completely behind you. They also shoot guns rapid fire now. They do not just burst or single fire. If they're at a distance, they'll even try and tap fire to try and be more accurate, and it's insane how advanced they got. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for the AI like adjusting and becoming better, but not this good, not where they're beyond. They also gave them way better guns because I got killed by an MP7 and my buddy TK got killed by a Bison that was on a Scav. Sorry, I'm used to Tarkov. Phoenix, which isn't bad. I like getting cool weapons off of the Phoenix. I really do love that. Easier loot means more fun for me, but they're just shredding me. I can't even like get in front of them and try and do anything. I even tried to use the feature that they add into the game where you grab their neck and snap them, and he was running away from me before I could even get near him. He would not stand still so I could even use that feature. And I don't know if they're going to add some form of meleeing, but the only way I was able to take one down in a naked run was when I found a knife.
Biggs. Hi, Scav. Come here, fucker. What's the point? What's the point in having melee if I can't grab his fucking head and break it? Finally killed one.
I think they need to completely go back to the old system. I feel like we don't even need this new AI if it's going to work like this. I don't want it. It's just not fun. It doesn't work in the game that they already made. When you rehaul something, you have to adjust the whole game to fit with that. And if they need to rehaul the meleeing, if they need to rehaul the neck breaking and all that, go ahead. But you can't just add better AI and not adjust everything else. Another thing that really bothered me about the game's update was I think the layout of the map doesn't really feel genuine. And let me explain what I mean by that. It doesn't really feel set up like a real mall. And a lot of video game maps and stuff like that doesn't feel like that, especially houses. But it's like a maze. It's like if a kid come up with a mall and he was scared of malls. It's a really weird layout because it's got so many ups and downs, and it just doesn't feel like a real mall that I've ever been in. And honestly, it's kind of taking inspiration from the game that I do love, which is Escape from Tarkov, and they did that amazingly. It felt like a real mall. It wasn't perfect, but it felt a lot better than this one does. And this one just not horrible, just not amazing. It didn't really wow me. I probably won't even play this map that much because there's also a lot of head glitching places. You can hide in corners, which I knew I suspected when I seen a map that's so like closed off, but it's even worse than I was imagining. It's kind of rampant right now. Also, that's more of like the players ruining the game. I understand that that's not really their issue, but I just don't know if this really works in a VR setting because the way you can manipulate your character to sit in corners and lay certain ways and sit really weird, it just doesn't really feel good for anybody on either end. When you get stuck in a corner and your gun's catching on stuff all the time, it's really wonky to shoot out of. And then also, if you're the guy walking past and someone's stuffed themselves in the corner and you walk into their iron sights and just so happen they shoot you and kill you, it just doesn't feel good either way. I don't know how they would fix that being in an enclosed building, but I still just don't care for it, and I don't know how they're going to fix it. Speaking of the collision of your weapons and stuff, I don't like collision in VR games where there's shooters too much. My gun always tends to hit objects laying around, and it actually throws off my aim so much in this game compared to something like Contractors or Pavlov. I've walked through many corridors the last 2 hours I've been playing, and my gun just catches on a door frame and flies behind me, or I'll drop a pistol. I feel like when you're making a really tight map like this, you need to just loosen that collision a little bit, where it can kind of, you know, your barrel, like the tip of your barrel can go through stuff, and maybe your pistols can go through because it's such a short weapon. You don't want it to catch on something and get stuck. It just feels very clunky to me right now, and I'm not sure if that's something they're going to work on and fix, or if they're just going to kind of do what they always do and say, oh, we'll take care of that, or oh, skill issue. They never really take care of anything, I feel like, and it really scares me because Tabor kind of dug itself into a rut with these last few updates, and especially this one. It dug itself into a hole I don't think it can make its way out of, especially with Contractors Exfil right over the horizon. I feel like Contractors Exfil Zone will replace this game completely, especially for me. I don't know about you guys, which that's going to be what my next video is about, is how good Exfil Zone is. It really is amazing, and I hope you guys get to see that video. It's going to be out probably within this week or next week. Anyways, guys, I've said all I needed to say. Please be respectful in the comments if you want to discuss things. Don't be rude. I know some of you can, you know, if I'm talking bad about your Die Hard game, I understand. Please don't take it personal. I just feel like I need to talk about the bad things that are going on. Anyways, that's all. Bye.